Ladies and gentlemen, your faith is not being tested because God wants to destroy you. Your faith is being tested because God wants to reveal who you really are. Every great purpose attracts opposition. Every significant destiny encounters resistance. And every person chosen to impact the world must pass through seasons where nothing seems to make sense. Today, many of you are standing in a place where your prayers appear unanswered, your dreams seem delayed, and your circumstances are challenging your confidence. But I came to remind you that a test is not evidence of God's absence. It is often proof of His preparation. Gold is tested by fire. Diamonds are formed under pressure. And faith grows strongest when it is forced to stand without visible evidence. The greatest tragedy is not facing a test. The greatest tragedy is abandoning your faith before the test has completed its work. So, if you are facing difficulties, setbacks, disappointments, or delays, do not interpret them as defeat. Interpret them as development. What you are going through is not designed to break you. It is designed to build the character, endurance, and maturity required for your next level. Faith is easy to talk about when everything is working in your favor. It is easy to say you trust God when the doors are opening, when the opportunities are flowing, when the finances are stable, and when the people around you are supporting your vision. Anyone can celebrate faith when life is comfortable, but faith is not truly proven in moments of comfort. Faith is proven in moments of pressure. Pressure has a unique way of revealing what is really inside a person. When challenges arise, when uncertainty appears, and when obstacles stand in the way, people often discover whether their confidence is built on circumstances or on conviction. Many people think they have strong faith until they encounter a situation that refuses to change. They believe they are standing firm until they face a delay they cannot explain, a disappointment they did not expect, or a battle they cannot immediately overcome. Pressure is not necessarily a sign that something is wrong. In many cases, pressure is evidence that growth is taking place. Consider the process of producing a diamond. A diamond begins as carbon, but it becomes valuable through intense pressure over time. Without pressure, the transformation never occurs. The same principle applies to human development. The qualities that make a person strong, resilient, and dependable are often developed through difficult experiences rather than easy ones. When pressure comes, many people focus on escaping it as quickly as possible. They ask, how can I get out of this situation? Yet sometimes the better question is, what is this situation teaching me? Every challenge carries a lesson. Every obstacle contains an opportunity for growth. Every difficult season has the potential to develop a stronger version of the person experiencing it. Faith is not the absence of pressure. Faith is the ability to remain confident while pressure exists. It is choosing to believe even when evidence seems limited. It is maintaining hope when circumstances appear discouraging. It is continuing to move forward when every visible sign suggests that stopping would be easier. The greatest achievements in history were often accomplished by people who refused to surrender under pressure. They faced criticism, rejection, failure, and uncertainty, yet they continued because their belief was stronger than their circumstances. Their success was not produced by the absence of challenges. Their success was produced by their response to challenges. Pressure also exposes priorities. When everything is easy, people can become distracted by things that do not matter. Difficult seasons often force individuals to focus on what is truly important. They begin to recognize what deserves their energy, their attention, and their commitment. What once seemed urgent may suddenly appear insignificant. Pressure has a way of refining focus and clarifying purpose. Many people misunderstand the role of adversity. They assume that difficulties are barriers to their destiny, when in reality those difficulties may be preparing them for it. The responsibilities of a greater future require greater strength, greater wisdom, and greater maturity. These qualities are rarely developed in comfortable environments. They are often developed through challenges that stretch a person's capacity beyond what they thought was possible. A muscle becomes stronger because resistance is applied to it. Without resistance, growth remains limited. In the same way, faith becomes stronger when it is exercised against opposition. If there is nothing to challenge belief, there is little opportunity for belief to grow. The very pressures that seem threatening may actually be creating the strength needed for future success. There will be moments when pressure makes you question yourself. There will be times when the path ahead appears unclear. There may be seasons when progress feels slow and answers seem distant. In those moments, remember that pressure is temporary, but the character it develops can last a lifetime. The struggle may have a season, but the lessons gained from it can continue to produce results for years. Strong people are not those who have avoided pressure. Strong people are those who have learned how to endure it. They have discovered that challenges do not have the final word. They understand that setbacks do not determine their destiny. They recognize that difficult circumstances may influence the journey, but they do not have the authority to define the outcome. Faith under pressure becomes a powerful testimony of conviction. It demonstrates that belief is not dependent on convenience. It reveals a commitment that remains steady even when conditions are unstable. Anyone can believe when everything is visible and certain. Real faith emerges when uncertainty exists and confidence remains. That is why pressure is not merely something to survive. It is something that reveals strength, develops character, and proves the authenticity of faith. One of the greatest challenges people face is learning how to handle delays. Human nature desires immediate results. We want answers now, opportunities now, success now, and fulfillment now. We live in a world that celebrates speed, where technology has conditioned us to expect instant responses and immediate gratification. Because of this mindset, many people become discouraged when their goals take longer than expected. They begin to assume that a delay means their dream is over, their opportunity is gone, or their future has been denied. However, delay does not mean denial. There is a significant difference between something being delayed and something being denied. A denial is a refusal. A delay is a postponement. Yet many people interpret temporary waiting periods as permanent conclusions. They see a closed door and assume there will never be another opportunity. They experience a setback and conclude that success is no longer possible. They encounter a season of waiting and begin to believe that their vision will never become reality. The truth is that timing plays a critical role in every meaningful achievement. Many things that people desire require preparation before they can be properly received. A person may be eager for an opportunity, but readiness is often more important than desire. What appears to be a frustrating delay may actually be a period of preparation. The waiting season may be developing the skills, wisdom, discipline, and maturity necessary for the future. Consider how nature operates. A farmer does not plant a seed in the morning and expect a harvest in the afternoon. There is a process that must take place. The seed must grow beneath the surface before it becomes visible above the ground. During that period, significant development is occurring even though there may be no visible evidence. Growth is happening where the eye cannot see it. In the same way, many people become discouraged because they judge progress only by what is visible. They fail to recognize that important development is often taking place behind the scenes. Some of the most valuable lessons in life are learned during seasons of waiting. Patience, perseverance, self-control, and endurance are qualities that cannot be developed overnight. They are cultivated through experiences that require consistency over time. If everything happened immediately, many people would reach their destination without possessing the character needed to sustain it. Delays also provide opportunities for refinement. Sometimes a person's vision is correct, but their approach needs adjustment. Sometimes the destination is right, but the preparation is incomplete. Waiting periods often create space for learning, growth, and improvement. What initially feels like an obstacle may actually be protection from entering a situation before being fully prepared. Many successful individuals can look back on their lives and identify moments that felt disappointing at the time but later proved beneficial. Opportunities they thought they wanted did not materialize. Plans they carefully organized did not unfold as expected. Doors they desperately tried to open remained closed. Yet with time, they realized that those experiences redirected them towards something better. What seemed like a setback was actually positioning them for greater success. One reason delays become difficult is because people compare their journey with the journey of others. They see someone else achieving success and wonder why their own progress appears slower. They observe others reaching milestones and begin questioning their own path. Comparison often creates frustration because it focuses attention on another person's timeline rather than one's own purpose. Every journey is different. Every person develops at a different pace. Every opportunity arrives according to circumstances that are unique to that individual. The danger of misinterpreting delay as denial is that people may abandon their efforts prematurely. They may stop pursuing a goal just before a breakthrough occurs. They may surrender during the process because they incorrectly assume that waiting means failure. Yet many achievements require persistence beyond the point where most people would quit. The difference between success and regret is often the willingness to continue when results are not immediately visible. Delay can also strengthen appreciation. When something valuable requires patience, people often learn to value it more deeply. The process creates gratitude, perspective, and understanding. Things obtained instantly may sometimes be taken for granted, while things gained through perseverance often carry greater significance. There will be moments when the waiting period feels uncomfortable. There may be times when progress appears slow and answers seem distant. During those seasons, it is important to remember that a lack of immediate results does not mean a lack of future possibilities. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Just because a door has not opened today does not mean it will remain closed forever. History is filled with examples of people who succeeded after enduring long periods of uncertainty. Their stories remind us that delays are often part of the journey rather than evidence that the journey has ended. The timeline may be different from what was expected, but a different timeline is not the same as a denied destiny. The waiting season may be longer than anticipated, but that does not mean the purpose has disappeared. A delay simply means that more time is required. It does not automatically indicate failure. It does not automatically mean the opportunity is gone. It does not automatically mean the vision is impossible. Sometimes the process takes longer because greater preparation is taking place. Sometimes the waiting period exists because important pieces are still being put into place. Sometimes the delay itself is serving a purpose that will only become clear in hindsight. That is why patience remains powerful. It allows people to continue moving forward with confidence, understanding that delay does not mean denial. One of the most powerful functions of a test is its ability to reveal what already exists beneath the surface. A test does not create character. It exposes character. It does not manufacture values. It reveals values. It does not invent strength or weakness. It uncovers what was present all along. This is why challenges are often some of life's greatest teachers. They provide insight into who we truly are when comfort, convenience, and certainty are removed. Most people prefer to be judged by their intentions. They focus on what they plan to do, what they hope to become, and what they believe about themselves. However, character is not measured primarily by intentions. Character is measured by actions, especially under pressure. Anyone can make promises when conditions are favorable. Anyone can express confidence when there is no opposition. Anyone can appear patient when there is nothing testing their patience. The real measure of character emerges when circumstances become difficult. When a person faces disappointment, their response reveals something important about their character. When they encounter criticism, their reaction provides valuable insight. When they experience failure, rejection, or unexpected setbacks, hidden attitudes often come to the surface. These moments can be uncomfortable because they force people to confront realities about themselves that they may have ignored or overlooked. Tests often reveal whether a person's confidence is rooted in external circumstances or internal conviction. If confidence depends entirely on success, then failure can easily destroy it. If confidence depends entirely on approval, then criticism can easily weaken it. If confidence depends entirely on comfort, then adversity can quickly remove it. Strong character develops when a person's values remain consistent regardless of changing circumstances. Many people are surprised by their own reactions during difficult seasons. They discover fears they did not know they carried. They uncover doubts they never acknowledged. They recognize habits, attitudes, or emotional patterns that require growth. Although this discovery process can be uncomfortable, it is also valuable. It is difficult to improve what has not been identified. Awareness becomes the first step toward transformation. Challenges reveal priorities as well. During easy seasons, people often divide their attention among many different pursuits. When pressure increases, priorities become clearer. Individuals begin to recognize what matters most. They discover which relationships are valuable, which principles are non-negotiable, and which goals deserve their continued commitment. Tests simplify life by exposing what is truly important. Integrity is another quality that becomes visible through testing. It is easy to maintain principles when doing so carries no cost. The true strength of integrity is revealed when a person has the opportunity to compromise but chooses not to. Character becomes evident when individuals remain committed to what is right, even when shortcuts appear attractive or when no one else seems to be watching. Perseverance is also revealed through testing. Many people start with enthusiasm, but not everyone finishes with determination. The ability to continue moving forward despite obstacles demonstrates a depth of character that cannot be measured during easy times. Persistence shows that a person values purpose more than convenience and growth more than comfort. Relationships often reveal character as well. Difficult seasons can expose how people treat others when they are under pressure. Some individuals become bitter, impatient, or self-centered. Others become more compassionate, understanding, and supportive. The way people interact with those around them during challenging times often reveals the condition of their character more accurately than their words ever could. History provides countless examples of individuals whose true character became visible during moments of adversity. Their greatest qualities did not emerge when everything was going smoothly. They emerged when circumstances demanded courage, discipline, resilience, and conviction. The challenges they faced did not define them. Their response to those challenges revealed who they already were. One reason tests are so valuable is that they provide opportunities for growth. When weaknesses are exposed, improvement becomes possible. When flaws are identified, correction can begin. When strengths are discovered, confidence increases. A test serves as a mirror, reflecting reality rather than assumptions. It helps people see themselves more clearly. Many people spend significant energy trying to avoid difficult experiences. Yet some of life's most important discoveries occur during those very moments. Adversity often uncovers abilities that would have remained hidden under easier circumstances. Courage is revealed when fear is present. Patience is revealed when delays occur. Commitment is revealed when quitting becomes tempting. Faithfulness is revealed when challenges persist. The process of character revelation is rarely comfortable, but it is often necessary. Growth requires honesty, and honesty requires awareness. A person cannot become stronger without first recognizing where strength is needed. They cannot develop maturity without confronting areas that require development. Tests create those opportunities. Rather than viewing every challenge as an enemy, it can be helpful to recognize the insight it provides. Difficult experiences often reveal more about a person's character than years of comfort ever could. They expose attitudes, habits, beliefs, and values that remain hidden during easier times. While the process may be demanding, it carries tremendous value because it brings clarity. The true benefit of a test is not simply whether a person passes or fails in a particular moment. The deeper benefit is what the experience reveals about who they are becoming. Character is shaped through choices, strengthened through perseverance, and revealed through testing. When challenges arise, they provide an opportunity not only to overcome obstacles, but also to gain a clearer understanding of one's true character. One of the most difficult realities for people to accept is that challenges are a natural part of life. When difficulties arise, many immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They view every obstacle as an interruption, every setback as a punishment, and every struggle as evidence that something has gone wrong. Yet history, experience, and observation consistently reveal a different truth. Challenges are not always signs that life is working against you. In many cases, challenges are carrying a purpose that cannot be seen in the moment. Human beings naturally focus on immediate circumstances. When pain is present, attention gravitates toward the pain. When disappointment occurs, attention centers on the disappointment. This is understandable because difficult situations demand emotional energy. However, focusing only on present discomfort can prevent people from recognizing the deeper value hidden within the experience. The challenge may be visible, but the purpose behind it often remains hidden until later. Many of life's greatest lessons are learned through adversity rather than ease. Wisdom is frequently gained through mistakes. Patience is developed through waiting. Strength is built through resistance. Endurance grows through persistence. These qualities rarely emerge from comfort alone. They are often produced through experiences that stretch people beyond what they previously believed they could handle. Every challenge presents an opportunity for growth. The opportunity may not always be obvious, but it exists nonetheless. A difficult situation may teach resilience. A disappointment may teach perspective. A failure may teach humility. A delay may teach patience. An unexpected obstacle may develop creativity and problem-solving abilities. While no one enjoys facing hardship, hardship often becomes the environment where important development takes place. Consider how athletes prepare for competition. They do not become stronger by avoiding resistance. They become stronger by confronting it. Every training session contains challenges designed to increase their capacity. The discomfort they experience serves a purpose. Without resistance, growth would be limited. The same principle applies to life. Challenges often function as opportunities to develop capacities that would otherwise remain dormant. One reason people struggle with adversity is because they expect purpose to be immediately visible. They want to understand the reason for every difficulty as soon as it occurs. Unfortunately, life does not always provide instant explanations. Sometimes understanding comes months later. Sometimes it comes years later. Occasionally, the full significance of an experience becomes clear only when viewed from a broader perspective. Many successful individuals can identify moments that seemed negative at the time, but later proved essential to their development. A rejection led them toward a better opportunity. A failure forced them to improve. A setback redirected them toward a more meaningful path. Had the challenge not occurred, they might never have discovered the true potential. What initially appeared to be a problem eventually became part of the solution. Challenges also reveal capabilities that people do not realize they possess. During comfortable seasons, individuals often operate within familiar limits. When adversity arrives, those limits are tested. People discover courage they did not know they had. They find determination they never previously exercised. They uncover strengths that remained hidden until circumstances demanded them. Growth frequently occurs outside of comfort zones. Comfort provides security, but it rarely produces significant transformation. Challenges create conditions that require adaptation, learning, and development. They force people to think differently, act differently, and approach situations with greater maturity. While the process may be uncomfortable, the results can be life-changing. Every challenge also presents a choice. Individuals can become discouraged, or they can become stronger. They can focus solely on the obstacle, or they can search for the lesson within it. They can allow difficulty to define them, or they can use difficulty to refine them. The challenge itself may be unavoidable, but the response remains within their control. Perspective plays a crucial role during difficult seasons. Two people can experience similar circumstances and arrive at very different outcomes. One person may view the challenge as evidence of defeat. Another may view it as an opportunity for growth. The difference often lies not in the situation itself, but in the meaning assigned to it. Purpose is often discovered by those who continue looking beyond immediate discomfort. It is important to understand that recognizing purpose in a challenge does not mean pretending the challenge is easy. Difficult situations can involve real pain, real frustration, and real uncertainty. Acknowledging purpose does not eliminate those realities. Instead, it provides a framework for enduring them. It creates the belief that the struggle can produce something valuable rather than being merely an obstacle to survive. The most inspiring stories are rarely stories of people who avoided challenges altogether. They are stories of individuals who faced adversity and emerged stronger because of it. Their growth, wisdom, and influence were often shaped by experiences they would never have chosen for themselves. Yet those experiences became essential parts of their journey. Life has a way of using challenges as instruments of preparation. What feels like resistance today may be building strength for tomorrow. What appears to be a setback may actually be creating a foundation for future success. What seems unfair in the present may eventually reveal a lesson of tremendous value. The challenge may not make sense immediately, but that does not mean it lacks purpose. Every challenge carries the potential to teach, strengthen, refine, and prepare. The obstacle may be visible, but so is the opportunity hidden within it. Those who learn to look beyond the immediate struggle often discover that difficulties are not merely barriers on the path. They are often part of the path itself, carrying lessons and purposes that contribute to growth, maturity, and future achievement. One of the greatest differences between those who achieve their goals and those who fall short is not talent, intelligence, resources, or even opportunity. Very often the defining factor is persistence. Many people begin with excitement, enthusiasm, and confidence. They start their journey with big dreams and clear intentions. However, as challenges arise and obstacles appear, their determination begins to fade. The path becomes more difficult than expected, progress becomes slower than anticipated, and discouragement starts to replace motivation. Yet it is during these moments that persistence becomes one of the most valuable qualities a person can possess. Persistence is the decision to keep moving forward even when the results are not immediately visible. It is the ability to continue despite setbacks, disappointments, and delays. It is refusing to allow temporary difficulties to determine permanent outcomes. While many people focus on the destination, persistence focuses on the next step. It understands that significant achievements are often the result of consistent effort repeated over time. Every worthwhile goal will eventually encounter resistance. There will be moments when circumstances seem unfavorable. There will be days when motivation is low and challenges appear overwhelming. There will be situations that create doubt and tempt a person to quit. These experiences are not unusual, they are part of the process. The question is not whether obstacles will appear. The question is how a person will respond when they do. Many people mistakenly believe that successful individuals never experience failure. In reality, most successful people have encountered numerous setbacks throughout their journey. The difference is that they refuse to allow those setbacks to become stopping points. They viewed failure as feedback rather than finality. Instead of abandoning their goals, they used each experience as an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. Persistence transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. Every obstacle teaches a lesson. Every mistake provides information. Every disappointment offers perspective. People who persist understand that difficulties are not necessarily signs that they are on the wrong path. Sometimes challenges are simply part of the preparation required to reach a meaningful destination. History is filled with examples of individuals who succeeded because they continued when others stopped. Many inventions, discoveries, businesses, and accomplishments exist today because someone refused to surrender after repeated failures. Their achievements were not created through a single moment of brilliance. They were built through consistent effort, determination, and the willingness to continue despite adversity. One reason persistence is so powerful is that it compounds over time. Small actions performed consistently can produce remarkable results. A person may not notice significant progress after one day, 1 week, or even 1 month. However, over an extended period, those efforts accumulate. What initially seemed insignificant begins to create substantial change. Persistence recognizes that progress is often gradual before it becomes visible. The journey toward any meaningful goal rarely follows a straight line. Unexpected detours occur. Plans require adjustment. Circumstances change. People who rely solely on favorable conditions often struggle during these moments. Persistent individuals, however, understand that progress does not require perfect conditions. It requires continued movement. They adapt when necessary, learn when possible, and continue advancing despite uncertainty. Persistence also develops confidence. Every challenge that is overcome creates evidence that future challenges can be overcome as well. Each obstacle successfully navigated strengthens belief in one's ability to endure and succeed. Confidence grows not merely from success, but from the experience of persevering through difficulty. Many breakthroughs occur shortly after the point where most people would have quit. Unfortunately, because the outcome is not immediately visible, many individuals abandon their efforts too soon. They stop just before progress appears. They give up just before the opportunity arrives. They surrender just before the breakthrough. Persistence creates the possibility of reaching moments that would otherwise remain undiscovered. It is important to understand that persistence does not mean repeating ineffective actions without reflection. True persistence includes learning, adapting, and improving. It combines determination with wisdom. When one approach does not work, a persistent person searches for another. The goal remains the same even if the strategy changes. Flexibility strengthens persistence because it allows progress to continue despite obstacles. Difficult seasons often test commitment. When excitement fades and challenges increase, persistence reveals the depth of a person's dedication. It demonstrates whether the goal is merely a preference or a genuine priority. Anyone can pursue a dream when conditions are easy. Persistence becomes evident when continuing requires sacrifice, discipline, and endurance. The rewards of persistence extend beyond achieving external goals. The process itself develops valuable qualities such as patience, resilience, discipline, and self-confidence. Even before the desired result is achieved, the individual is becoming stronger. The journey shapes character while moving the person closer to success. Every great accomplishment is ultimately the result of countless moments when someone chose not to quit. They continued despite uncertainty. They advanced despite setbacks. They maintained effort despite slow progress. Their persistence turned obstacles into lessons, setbacks into opportunities, and challenges into stepping stones. Life will inevitably present difficulties. There will be moments when the road seems long and the destination appears distant. During those times, persistence becomes more important than speed. Progress may be slow, but slow progress is still progress. A person who continues moving forward gains ground, while a person who stops remains where they are. Persistence has the power to transform trials into triumphs because it refuses to allow temporary struggles to determine the final outcome. It recognizes that challenges are part of the journey rather than the end of it. By continuing to move forward, learning from adversity, and maintaining commitment through difficult seasons, individuals position themselves to experience victories that would never be possible if they surrendered too soon. One of the most powerful truths a person can hold on to during difficult times is the understanding that breakthroughs rarely happen at the beginning of a struggle. They often exist on the other side of the test. The challenge many people face is that they become so focused on the pressure-prevalent moment that they lose sight of the possibilities that lie ahead. When obstacles persist, when answers seem delayed, and when progress appears slow, it becomes easy to assume that the current situation is permanent. Yet history, experience, and countless personal stories reveal that many of life's greatest victories occur after seasons of testing. Every significant achievement requires some form of endurance. Success is often preceded by setbacks. Growth is usually accompanied by discomfort. Progress frequently demands perseverance. People admire the breakthrough, but they often overlook the process that made the breakthrough possible. What appears to be an overnight success is usually the result of years of effort, discipline, sacrifice, and determination. A test serves a purpose beyond creating difficulty. It reveals strengths, develops character, increases resilience, and prepares individuals for responsibilities they may not yet fully understand. While a person is focused on surviving the challenge, important development is taking place beneath the surface. The struggle may feel frustrating, but it is often producing qualities that will be necessary for future opportunities. Many people give up because they mistake a temporary season for a permanent condition. They experience resistance and conclude that progress is impossible. They face disappointment and assume their dream is over. They encounter delays and begin to believe that success will never arrive. Yet the reality is that breakthroughs often occur after persistence has been tested. They emerge after patience has been stretched. They appear after determination has been proven. Consider how a seed grows beneath the soil. Before any visible evidence appears above the ground, important work is already taking place below the surface. Roots are forming, strength is developing, preparation is occurring. To an observer, it may seem as though nothing is happening. Yet growth is actively taking place in ways that cannot immediately be seen. In much the same way, people often underestimate what is happening during seasons of testing because the results are not yet visible. Challenges can create the illusion that nothing is changing. Day after day, the circumstances may appear the same. The obstacles may still exist. The answers may still seem distant. However, progress is not always visible. Sometimes the greatest developments occur internally before they become externally apparent. Character is strengthening, wisdom is increasing, experience is accumulating, confidence is being built. These changes may not attract attention immediately, but they prepare individuals for future success. One reason breakthroughs often come after tests is because the process creates readiness. Many people desire greater opportunities, greater influence, greater success, or greater responsibility. Yet receiving those things without proper preparation can create problems rather than benefits. Testing develops the maturity needed to handle future blessings wisely and effectively. What feels like a delay may actually be preparation. Every challenge also creates a choice. Individuals can become discouraged, or they can remain determined. They can focus on what they have lost, or they can focus on what they are learning. They can allow the difficulty to define them, or they can use it to refine them. The breakthrough often belongs to those who continue moving forwards despite uncertainty. Persistence is especially important because people rarely know how closer to success. A person may be one step away from a solution, one decision away from an opportunity, or one effort away from a breakthrough without realizing it. Because the future is not visible, quitting can seem reasonable in the moment. However, many accomplishments would never have occurred if people had stopped during their most difficult seasons. The stories that inspire others are often stories of individuals who refused to surrender. They faced obstacles that seemed overwhelming. They encountered circumstances that appeared impossible. They experienced moments of doubt and disappointment, yet they continued. Their breakthrough was not the absence of difficulty. Their breakthrough was the result of enduring difficulty without abandoning their purpose. It is important to understand that breakthroughs do not always arrive in the form people expect. Sometimes the breakthrough is an opportunity. Sometimes it is a new perspective. Sometimes it is a lesson that changes the direction of a person's life. Sometimes it is the discovery of strengths that would never have been revealed without adversity. The breakthrough may look different than anticipated, but its impact can be just as significant. Difficult seasons often create growth that cannot be measured immediately. The lessons learned during testing become resources for future challenges. The confidence gained through perseverance becomes a foundation for future success. The resilience developed through adversity becomes a source of strength in every area of life. These outcomes are part of the breakthrough process. There will be moments when the test feels longer than expected. There will be days when progress seems invisible and the future appears uncertain. During those times, it is important to remember that the present struggle does not determine the final outcome. A challenge is a chapter, not the entire story. A setback is an event, not a destiny. A delay is a moment, not a conclusion. The breakthrough often exists beyond the point where many people stop trying. It waits on the other side of persistence, patience, growth, and endurance. Those who continue learning, growing, and moving forward position themselves to experience opportunities they cannot yet see. The test may be difficult, but it is not necessarily the end of the journey. In many cases, it is simply the pathway leading toward a breakthrough that is closer than it appears.